MAWPCAST 1 is brought to you by T-Town MMA. Hey, here's a little disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the MAWP organization. And there are some themes and subject matter that may not be suitable for all audiences, so viewer discretion is advised. Hey, welcome to the MAWPCAST. It's Potter and Chris, and we're trying to do things normal, like a normal podcast. So you know who who's talking to you, and the show you're listening to.
Indeed.
I've even got some notes.
Got some notes.
Well, just things that need to be like addressed over the course of some time. Things that I never ever do or think of saying. Like that people, if they like the show, that they can tell people, they can share it, they can subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Call in now.
Don't call in. Oh yeah, we're not on video. Yeah, don't call in.
What, is there a number for them to call in?
I do have a phone number.
How about 8675309? Call now.
There's
over and over and over. Even if somebody says stop calling, call over and over and over. There.
I've actually got a landline here at the building. I've not used it yet. I don't got a phone. I have not plugged a phone. I haven't seen a land phone for a long time, but I should go pick one up, plug it in.
Oh.
Then I could just prank call people.
That'd be crazy, yeah. Or just have the habit, all of a sudden it just starts ringing, and you're just like going,
yeah. Like also, because I feel like I would use an old school phone more. Like, the idea of a phone that can't move, and then I can just sit here on the phone and talk to it. And it's like, oh, that's nice, that's neat. Oh, yeah, headphones.
I know. I was just saying, wow, I'm hearing just fine. Then I realized that, hey, maybe I'm not hearing fine.
I don't hear myself at all. Am I even recording?
Yeah.
Is this on? So I don't hear me. Oh, careful. Okay.
Try that.
Now, nothing. Barely. There's something. Oh. Check. That's better.
Hey,
That's
there
way
you
better.
are.
Way better.
All right.
So have I not been recording at all?
Oh, you were in this.
I was in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, you can use that.
Yeah. It's good to know.
All right.
This is Chris. If ever someone says, "What do we need headphones for?"
Now
this
we
is
know.
exactly why we need headphones.
This is exactly why. All right.
Check.
All right. There we go. That's better.
Yep.
Nice. Let's see if this bong hit will come through, and then we'll be ready.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed on the audio is the bong hits come through loud and clear. Got that room mic that's very sensitive.
All matters.
Yep.
Yep. Went to market, and there's this one guy there. He sells like the CDB oils and stuff like that. And he has oil, like BHO oil. He was selling 7 grams for $50. I was like, oh, I must get that. So now I want to get oil for about a month. So,
I understood the 7 grams part, but the CBGBs and the BTOs.
CBD oil is the oil that you could get all the way across country now because it's part of the plant that kills the pain.
Okay.
It takes care of the pain. The CBD stuff that you get at dispensaries, the only way the dispensary can sell it if it has minute amounts of THC in them. So if you want to get a CBD that doesn't have THC, just don't buy it at a dispensary and you'll be all right.
I see.
Because anywhere else they have to have a license to have THC in it. So but the oil that you dab.
Is this federally legal? Are you talking about? Is there any federal things going on here, Chris?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not going to get
I'm
the man
medical.
busting in our door.
No. mean,
I want to know.
No, yeah. You could go to dispensary and get all this stuff, But I was just saying, it's just a really good deal because I'm
wondering if this is something I got to edit out of the show, like your Church of Hate stories.
Hey, that's different. That's different. But that's the only one of those I have, so I feel pretty good about that. So that's pretty good. I only have one, so I have.
No, you probably got more than one. Like the time that we took pictures of me naked on their banner.
Oh, no, you were behind the banner and you weren't totally naked. You were given the illusion of being naked.
Was I? I don't remember.
You had boxers on.
I feel like I was naked.
They figured you were naked. That's why they didn't want the banner back. And we gave it back, though, right?
Yeah. Because you didn't end up
That's
with
right.
it.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I gave it back to him.
No, those things aren't cheap.
No, that was funny.
No.
Yep, going to Metallica this Thursday, and my next concert I'm going to after that will be in September.
Next year?
Yep.
You sure? You're not going to go into any concerts in between then?
Well, that's the only one that I know of. That I'm going to.
Well, what's September of next year?
That is Iron Maiden.
Is that right?
Yep. Iron Maiden. Actually, this surprised me with that. That was pretty cool.
Sweet.
I like that. March, I'm going over to Hawaii.
Yeah?
Yeah, March.
Maybe there'll be a band playing in Hawaii.
It might be.
You should check.
I don't know. I never thought I'd do that. Go to Hawaii. That's the weirdest thing. I don't like flying over water, too, so the whole time I'm going to have to make sure I get really medicated.
Yeah. Really? Take a Valium.
Oh, that might be a good idea.
Holy fuck, dude. Let me tell you, when I got my teeth work done, they told me that I was going to have to be sedated and like, go under the gas or something. Yeah. But it's not under the gas. They did it intravenously.
Yes.
And that's fucked up because I can't fucking stand needles. And I'd already had an ordeal like in the during that period of time, getting a lot of shots, and it was just like, and like, but when they told me, I just instantly was like, and they were like, "Are you all right?" It was like, it just bothers me, and they asked if I wanted a Valium, and I wasn't really actually comfortable with any more drugs.
Pills, yeah.
And they're like, "You probably should, and we'll just prescribe you one. And if you want to take it, you take it." But you probably should. It's like, so then on the way out there, I just was a myriad of problems and different things going on at the time. So I was like, I think I should take it, and that's about the last thing I remember. I mean, when I was young, I used to party, hard, and there was not much that I wouldn't do, but I'm a long ways removed from that now, and so something that I would say as silly as a little Valium just fucking knocked me the fuck out, man. Like, and literally, like, what I remember was waking up, like they were trying to get me to go home. It was like, time for you to go. It's like, wow. It was like, yeah. I mean, it was
like, what?
It was a clumper. Yeah, like, I mean, literally, I remember driving out there. That's what I remember. Like, and then. So it was an effective thing because I mean the Valium calmed me the fuck down.
Yeah, obviously, you don't remember anything. You don't have any trauma from it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're aware of a lot of it, but it was basically wiped from your mind.
Yeah. The whole way that it all went down was it couldn't have went down any better because I was not there. Yep.
Did you say, doctor? Hey, did you at least buy me dinner after?
No. Had no presence of mind.
I know. I went to when I had colonoscopy. They give you medication where you don't even remember. Nope. I don't remember anything. It's funny because I don't remember going to the hospital. For some reason, I remember eating like a breakfast some breakfast stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm at home, waking up, right? And they said, yeah, well, right afterwards you said, I'm hungry, I want to go have breakfast stuff. So they took me down to the Jack in the Box, got me a big old breakfast platter, and I ate half of it, and I fell asleep in half of it. And then, yeah, they got me home. I was wondering why I smell like maple syrup. That's why when I woke up, smell like maple. Why do I smell maple syrup? Oh yeah, it was in my hair and everything. It was kind of funny.
The other day I smelled weed everywhere I went, and it was because there was weed in my hair. Like,
oh shit!
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow a pipe had fell out in my RV somewhere.
Was that burnt piece or was
yeah.
that? Oh, so you're smelling burnt weed. That's even more kind of.
It's like everywhere I go. It's like, wow, this is crazy.
Everybody's smoking weed. What a beautiful world.
No, and it got to a point. I was like, there's got to be meat. There's got to be something on me somewhere. And I was like, it could have been smeared on my face for all I know.
Yeah. I know. I was telling it to Ashley the other day because I went and looked in the mirror yesterday and noticed I had forgotten to shave. So it's all kind of homeless looking and stuff. and Ashley was all going, "Don't you look in the mirror?" And I said, "No." I mean, I don't look in the mirror. I mean, I look to see if my face is dirty, but I don't really focus on my face or nothing. So I was just like, "Yeah, I really don't actually."
Yeah, I very much don't, and that also stems from like health problems and stuff like that. And when I was getting really thin or having prolonged like eating problems and problems with thinness, and where I just didn't look in the mirror or didn't recognize what I saw as what it was. Like, which now I identify as a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And I make myself look in the mirror.
But what that was that was your subconscious saying, "This ain't right."
Oh no! it was my subconscious saying, "No, you're fine. Everything's fine."
No, it wasn't. It was avoiding seeing it because it knew the answer, so it was telling you.
Yeah. So unraveling that was complicated, but even still, I have to remember to try and look in the mirror and things like shaving. I don't shave enough, but
if I had an even beard, it'd be one thing. But I don't. I got like patches here and there and shit. Fucking
yeah.
It just doesn't look right. Looks like I fell under a weed eater.
Yeah, I saw a picture of me the other day from like 93 or 4, and with the unshaven me from 94 with just funny facial hair. Just like, yeah, because I mainly grow a goatee. I look kind of Amish. No, I would probably fit in very well in the Amish country.
Nice.
So we should get into some songs. So we've talked. We'll start off with No Last Call by 13 Scars.
Let's call another round. Let's go my kind of down. Two black faces go down. Let's go. Let's go, let's start a fight. Let's go, let's go all night. See you fucking day right. Let's go. Everybody's at the party, yeah. If you don't know, who's going to have? Back doing it for free. Hey, get out the model. Get out the gate. Get out the model. Now we gonna play. No, let's go. No, let's go. No, let's go. No, let's go. No, let's go another round. No, let's go my kind of town. Two black faces go down. No, let's go. No, let's go, let's start a fight. No, let's go, let's go all night. Take the world is very right. No, let's go. Everybody's at the party now, yeah. If you don't know, what's going to have? We're doing it for free. Hey, get out tomorrow. Get out today. Get out tomorrow. Now we gonna play. Everybody's at the party now, yeah. go to hell. I'm doing it to breathe. Hey, get out tomorrow, get out today, get out tomorrow. Now we gonna play. No, let's go. 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 No, let's go.
What have I told you about whispering?
I just want to do creepy stuff here and there.
That's fine. I'm just kidding.
We're back.
Don't take me seriously.
Well, see, you could cut that out. You could throw it in somewhere else, all weird and stuff. Maybe add some echo to it. That'd be cool. Like, save for Halloween.
I do throw in some echo in the audio here and there once in a while. Little things.
Echo.
For instance, it doesn't always make it to the video, that tweaked audio. But there was a point in time where I was talking about us using a reel-to-reel, fucking with Jimmy Heitman.
Oh yeah.
That was
awesome.
But during that part of me telling that, I put some echo and delay on.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah.
Well, the audio podcast is always right. For instance, as a thing, I just want to throw out there, like what the video podcast goes up, and it is an adaptation of the audio. It's not always going to be completely accurate, and I'll say that particularly because I know that on one of the shows back there, I messed up and somehow didn't get a song segment into the video. Like, you know how it goes talking songs, blah blah blah. Yeah. Well, there was a video on one of those episodes that a segment of 4 songs didn't make the cut for some reason. I think it was one of those videos that was glitching out on me, and yeah. But the audio versions of these podcasts are always accurate. They have all the songs and all the dialogue, and I'll also sometimes cut things down for time on video that I might not for the audio.
Yeah, okay.
Because, you know, the audio is to listen to at your leisure, and you can choose whether to listen to the talking or not. It's mainly there for the songs. But the video, whatever, I don't know why people want the video, but some people want to listen to it or watch the video or whatever. So we won't always be able to have video either, because, like, again, our last episode, no video, unfortunately. There is a video, but it's not, there's nothing of us, because I can't get it off the camera. I can't find the SD card, the adapter to use.
Is that like a little card about like that?
Yep. It might be right here. Could be right in front of us, but
because I have one of those at my house.
Well, it's
absolutely no good, man.
It's not the card, but it's the card, because this camera uses a mini SD card.
I know.
Okay, you know
but
what I'm talking
you
about.
need the adapter.
Yep.
That's what I have. The adapter. They put the mini card in. All right. And I have one.
It's such a stupid thing.
Oh, I know. I don't know why they. Yeah.
Proprietary stupid things. Yeah.
Well, it's just like they finally started coming out with, like, how iPhones come out with that power plug. Or Androids or whatever. Most stuff is that one now.
Yes.
Is that power plug. And I was so glad when they did that, because you notice for a while there, everybody was doing their own thing. And it was just like, oh, God. Mm-hmm. You know, there's so many damn wires.
Oh, before I go too far, let's get back. We just heard some songs.
Yep. Locomotive.
We did. Before, okay, well, that was
the first one, right?
No.
It wasn't.
No. The first song that we heard was No Last Call by 13 Scars.
Oh, that's right.
And then we heard Joyful Noise by Stumbleine, and that was a band from the 90s. They were a great band. And they were towards the late 90s. I think 97, 8, 9, in that range.
Okay.
Yeah, they had some nice songs. And Take Your Steps by Locomotive. My glasses aren't on. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But that's who that is it. Take Your Steps, Locomotive. No, Toby, no. And then Madrone by Ruben Detling.
Yep, that was cool too.
Of Siggy Francis. Yeah, I like that. There's a few songs on that recording that I enjoyed. And we'll play more of it sometime in the future. So there we go. That's what we played. I want to give the people their props. Is that what the kids say? Props? Yeah. They say something. They say something. Kids say something.
Something like that. It changes so much, you just never know nowadays. But you know what I've noticed, that, I mean, if you really look at, like, with Facebook and everything, how kids nowadays could make whole sentences and stuff with memes or with those little icon
Emojis.
things. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like we're going back to Egyptian days with hieroglyphs and stuff. It's like we're going full circle.
That theory's been posed before, and
I don't like it.
if that is it, if it's well,
because then you got to figure that shit out. It's just like, God, what's this little swirly thing with the line through it?
oh, you know what's funny, man? Like walking back into the practice place that Bob had in his garage that he called the cemetery back in the 80s, where Bonzort was
his parents' house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where Bonzort was founded. There was the original lineup of that band. Okay, first of all, Bob loved the smiley face with the bullet hole in it.
Yep, I remember.
And it came from the Watchmen, but he loved that symbol, and so he used to call himself Bobby Bullet, and he used that symbol. And based off that, Ryan Anderson made smiley face icons for all the band members, and there was the original band members were Bobby Bullet, Ryan was Booger, Dave Stewart was Grudge, and there was the original singer was going to be, I don't remember what his smiley face was. And then Brent and I came in, and I don't remember what or if they were even replaced, but my whole point is that that whole iconography was something that they were into 30 years ago. And that's crazy. Like, really, to think of that.
Now you think about it. I remember that now.
Because it is the same thing. They were making emojis on their wall. You know, for themselves, their own personalized emojis.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
Hearing all the noises.
Yes. It's like an old time radio show.
What's that?
So it's like an old time radio show.
Yeah.
Do you have any bands you want to play today, Chris?
What's that?
Do you have any bands that you want to play today? Did you do your homework and bring bands to listen to?
Actually, I had a really rough couple days. I had some pretty wicked shows.
It's okay.
I had Sweet Kiss Mama last Saturday. They are a southern rockish type band. I'm not really sure where they're at, so I don't know if I can really adapt or work with this. But they're amazing. They're amazing. They're a badass band. Raphael Tranquilino is in it, and yeah, it's badass. Let me see who else. Yeah, everybody else wasn't from this area. Cirque is from Norway, so that doesn't really matter. It doesn't count. Well, I mean, it matters, but I mean, it doesn't count with this, scenario and stuff. But yeah, but she was like in the X Factor, the Norwegian X Factor or whatever, which is kind of cool. She's awesome. And then Friday, I can't remember what I had Friday. Oh wait, yeah, I had Blue Helix, which Sammy's from Puyallup.
Yeah, I remember Blue Helix.
Yeah.
They've been around for like 10 or 20 years, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been around for a while. Yeah.
Like, I can, yeah. Almost seems like I know people in that group, or at least someone in that
Sammy.
group.
Sammy's the singer, guitar player. Then there's Wolf is the bass player. Can't remember the drummer's name right off the top of my head. It's not Sonic Blue.
No, I know.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I could go back to see what I had then. Oh yeah, Rain Light Fade, Sammy, Kofi, and Limberlost.
Limberlost, they're from Puyallup.
Yep. It was actually a really good show. It was really cool.
If we remember, we'll play some Limberlost today.
All right, that'd be cool. Let's see. And then this Thursday I was supposed to do an open mic, but since I'm going to be in Portland, that's not going to be happening.
Oh.
So, sorry, people.
It's the first Thursday of the month, Chris.
I know.
You can't not be there.
Well, I got tickets before this happened. The started, so it's almost, it's like, and then Ashley bought the tickets for Iron Maiden as a surprise. I was just like,
Is that a Thursday too?
Yeah, first Thursday, yeah. But at least I'm like, what, 7, 8, 9 months ahead, warning. So I got Astor House coming up.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be a great show. Gypsy Temple and Glass Souls. Oh, then a holiday party. What's this? The Miranda Kitchpanich music. Linda Myers Band and Tammy's Hoffman Band. Don't know those people?
Nope.
That? Figure that out.
Don't recognize any of those names.
Yeah. Astor House. They're, I think some of the members are from around here, but when I did a event where Adam Gerke from Q13, he was there and he was the MC for some reason. It was a really cool show. It was an all-day show we had. And when Astor House went on, he came running back to the sound booth and he goes, when I was on Metal Shop, this was the band that I would be pushing. Because they're so unique, they're so different, they're so out there that you have to listen to it. You can't really rock out to it because you're so in awe at what's going on that you have to actually listen to it first. So, that was cool. Andrew Lander's Christmas show's coming up too.
I don't know.
This
is, yeah. You
gotta see this guy. He's like a Dave Matthews that's not annoying. he's that good of an artist and all of his music is cool, but he's more personable with you. He draws in the audience better than I've known any artist around for a while.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.
Andrew
Landers.
Andrew Landers.
Yes. He does a song that's funny. It's the Irish fight song.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically, I don't even know if he's Irish, to tell you the truth. I'm pretty sure he probably is. But I mean, he does a song and he gets the whole crowd into it. And literally the whole crowd yells, "I," all at the same time. And it's freaking loud sometimes because it's louder than the band.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, where'd that go from? And so, yeah. I'm not sure what's else coming up after that. Well, Christmas shows kind of just But no, it could be cool. It's a Second Sting, which is a Scorpions tribute band, and they're actually really good. And then a band called Live Evil, which is the Dio days of Black Sabbath.
Rad.
So yeah, so that could be pretty cool. Kind of excited about that. Oh, but at the Valley on the same day, the Thunders of Wrath are playing.
Ew.
Ooh, that's gonna be God. I almost wish I could go see that one. That one sounds really good.
Yeah, I need to get down there more for shows occasionally. I enjoy the little place.
Yeah, I know. It's got great food.
Mm-hmm. And they get good bands in there.
Yeah, I know.
And occasionally I'll go sneak in a show.
Mm.
That's a convenient place to go and do that.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I really enjoyed when you were back at the Cedarwood, is that I could literally sneak in and stay in a discreet place and not be bothered all night long.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those are the days.
Yeah. Yeah. That was cool. And I had a guy come in the other day, and I was just kind of watching me all night long. And at the end of the night, he goes, "How do I know you?" And it was from that. It was from the cedarwood and stuff. Then he goes, "Oh yeah, that's right." And he says, "I'm gonna go check it out." And I said, "Oh, it's gonna be kind of hard." He goes, "Oh, what do you mean?" And I said, "Well, it's not there anymore."
Is it not there at all?
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's gone. They leveled it. It's a flat cement platform.
Gotcha. A few shows back, was talking to John about that, and I didn't know. I hadn't done any follow up and meant to
Yeah, it was
ask you about
caving
it.
in for a while.
Yeah, I knew there was problems structurally, and that is too bad. It was great. The place,
that was fun.
The place was great and underutilized in
Yes.
most ways.
Yep.
It had some shining moments and some stretches that at least it had stuff going on there for a long time.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
I mean, it wasn't completely wasted, but and again, also shit, with success, it just would have wore out faster.
Well, I don't know. If they would have had success and
some of those shows were packed. I don't
Yeah.
want to say it sounds like I'm talking shit, because I'm not. Some of those shows were
No.
fucking packed, just huge shows. There were some great shows and weird off the wall shit like that. Like one of the things that always stood out, and so like you mentioned tribute bands, and it's like I have a lot more respect for cover and tribute bands in this day and age because, especially in this day and age, there's a huge market for music in general. Like, There's no reason why there couldn't be, and the way that some of these acts operate, they're great. They're just great shows. Why not go and see a great show if that's stuff you like? But I can be very picky, and so one singer who's just not quite right for me will throw. But like, we saw that Pink Floyd tribute that played out there that just took a day or something to set up, their show.
Yeah,
like that was a nightmare, but what they executed was just amazing.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the end result was totally worth all the crap that I had to go through to do that.
Yeah,
and they were legit. They sounded like Pink Floyd.
It was one of the most accurate translations of someone else's music that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the girls, they were not exact, and one of the vocalists wasn't exact, but nonetheless, it was still they were so top notch.
The illusion that it was Pink Floyd.
Yeah, you could have went and said, "Oh, I guess that's just what David Gilmour sounds like."
You're right.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I dug it. Yeah, it's funny because when I talk about nightmare setups, that's one of the setups that I bring up is that one and stuff. How I had to make basically 2 extra stages, one off to each side of the jetty that came out the front for the keyboards, because there was 4. Let me see, 2 keyboard players. One had 4 keyboards, and the other one had 4 keyboards too. So it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a show. Lasers too. That was the cool part. I remember that.
Yeah, by the time that they were done, they were so exhausted. Like,
oh yeah.
And you could see the wear on them. Like everyone involved, they were just like, the thanks that they got, the praise, everything was just like hitting. They're all glossy eyed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, thanks.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
We all felt that way.
Yeah. It's like
setting up, and then the sound checking, and then the re-sound checking, and the re-sound checking, and the re-sound checking, and because there's just so much shit to check.
But again, I don't remember the show. I think from what I remember, the entire set went off without a hitch.
Yep.
I don't remember one glitch, one lull in the performance. Nothing. Not one thing that didn't come in or that wasn't present that should have been.
Right.
So it was. That was probably really a turning point for me with that. Is like, it could be that good, huh? Wow.
Huh.
Yeah. But the amount of work again that went into it, they might not have ever played again.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Which also would be a shame, because to put that much work into something, to get to that point, to be able to wield that power, and then it's like, oh, that's too much power. I'm gonna go home now.
I've had bands do that, actually. Bands that are just like totally everything. They got everything going on except for the ability to play the music like the original music.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because I've seen bands that have done little to nothing to look like them or anything, but sound exactly like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then you got, you know, bands like Hysteria. They're Def Leppard tribute band.
Yeah.
They look the part. They sound the part. Dr. Crew, which is basically the same band.
Yeah. That's
that
great.
look the part, sound the part. You know.
Uh-huh.
And then parts of that band are also in a who is that? Oh man, In Excess tribute band.
Oh yeah.
And a Rush tribute band. The
Interesting.
guitar player Doug Sisler, he's a badass.
Now, well, apparently,
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah. New Year's we got them doing a. Yeah, I told you about that. The Motley Crue and the Dio.
Uh-huh.
Or is that the Dio? No. It's Motley Crue and Poison tribute for New Year's. That was a Christmas show with Dio.
Uh-huh. Let's play some songs.
So.
2 for the snitches, 3 for my niggas in the hood hitting switches, and the girls in the block who be all about their riches. Riches, riches, riches. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, till it's all dead. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, till it's all dead. I'm wildin' and I'm stressing, releasing this aggression make this sound like it's a funeral procession. Cause I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it. If you talking about some beats, I kill it, fucking freaks, I kill it. Matter of fact, any subject that I speak, I kill it, man, I kill it, 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 till it's all dead. 89 red and black Chevy truck, 2-tone with a 89 red bone, headstrong, hair blown off that presidential shit, but I ain't smoking. Once I hit her with the sour diesel, then I'm knowing that she open. Now she over there taking flicks, putting it on Instagram like this the man. Hashtag super dope, and this is the fan, so this the plan. I'm wildin' and I'm stressing, releasing this aggression make it sound like it's a funeral procession. Cause I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it. If you talking about some beats, I kill it, fucking freaks, I kill it. Matter of fact, any subject that I speak, I kill it. At your neighborhood bar, going hard, how I'm living, what's the word? I'm stuffing birds like today is Thanksgiving, man, I do this every day. Motherfucker, just get used to it. You out here trying to get with old girl that I used to hit. You crazy, I ain't even tripping in the first place. Freshest on the fresh coast, bitch put me in first place. Fairtown niggas rule the world, that's what Q say. Only time I hear I'm whack, nigga, that's on April Fool's Day. These niggas ain't walk baby steps where my shoes been. Macklemore than Macklemore, bitch, who the fuck you fooling? I'm wildin' and I'm stressing, releasing this aggression make it sound like it's a funeral procession. Cause I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it. If you talking about some beats, I kill it, fucking freaks, I kill it. Matter of fact, any subject that I speak, I kill it. MTV, I do that. VH1, I do that. Grammys like 3 years ago. Really though, bitch, move back. Everything is major, and I ain't signing no major. But since I'm signing myself, then I guess I'm signed to a maker. Girl riding me major, her friend is riding me later. Keep more than my name in your mouth, yep, that's alright with me, hater. Cause I'm wildin' and I'm stressing, releasing this aggression make it sound like it's a funeral procession. Cause I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it. If you talking about some beats, I kill it, fucking freaks, I kill it. Matter of fact, any subject that I speak, I kill it. Get up on my level and your girl don't hog her, I mean get up on my level. That's for rappers, that's for blockers, that's for haters, and that's for jockers, DJs and them pop lockers. Understand I kick this game for the fans like it's soccer. I'm looking at this industry like if you ain't no friend of me, God have mercy on the souls who are my enemies. I'm wildin' and I'm stressing, releasing this aggression make it sound like it's a funeral procession. Cause I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it, I kill it, man, I kill it. If you talking about some beats, I kill it, fucking freaks, I kill it. Matter of fact, any subject that I speak, I kill it.
the sleepers awake in Babylon. Come down, 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 yeah. The laws are on sale, come to the one sold, and the price of innocence is cheaper than gold. Cause we can't find the cure. Raise high the false king, yeah. Babylon come down, yeah. And the light will shine, it won't be long. You better figure out which side you're on, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Babylon.
Well, and that's what the Puget Sounds was also. The Puget Sounds was a band that was a Northwest cover band. We would do music from, just like the show, but it's a band. Just do all the covers of local music.
We should find somebody to create a cover band that just covers Tacoma music.
Well, that was the Puget Sounds originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And, see, that's cool.
Well, because, okay, so this all goes back to the first, when I was doing the website. When I was doing the website and I was starting to collect all the bands for the archive, and I was like really getting into the studying of rock and roll and how rock and roll started. And rock and roll started with a bunch of bands playing songs. And they were all playing the same songs. Mm-hmm. And occasionally someone famous would write a song, and then these kids would learn how to play these songs. And occasionally someone in these... There was a couple of bands that did write songs. But so original rock, though, was a different thing. Like, the rock itself, at its core, there were original songs, but everyone did cover songs. And like the state, like most of your act, or half of your act, was often cover songs, because there were things that people knew. Like, you were trying to...
They were familiar with.
You would go to a show and see three different bands play the same song. This often happened. There would be bands waiting for the records to come out, like, and learning those songs right away, so that their band could be the first to play that song. And this is how rock developed at first. But then bands came along and were like, I want to write all my own music, man. Fuck all those songs. I'm tired of hearing these fucking songs. And so they started writing all their own music. But then some of these original rock bands were like, they don't play any covers. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? You're doing it all wrong. And they're like, what do you mean we're doing it all wrong? There's no right way. And that's the first division in rock and roll.
Yeah.
And then people started taking drugs, and they started getting psychedelic, and then they were both like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not what we meant.
Now it's getting out of control.
Yeah, now it's a different division. And so it just started splintering more and more and more. And then these people were like, fuck all these people, man. They started their little fucking mellow music and their little they're all on flowers and their ashes and their old cover song. Fuck that. It makes me so mad. I want loud music. I want loud and fast music. You know, I want fucking rage. I want, and then we get that, and we started getting like all that come out, and then from that, then these people were like, "Fuck these people with all their money and all their fucking fancy solos and their fucking fuck that. I just want to fucking scream. I just want to scream and make noise, and I want to undermine all that shit." And then so these people were like making this fucking punk rock music, and then these people who can play really well are being ran out of clubs by people who can't play and don't want to know how to play. And it's just like, it's this endless vicious cycle but every generation and every new thing creates another thing that reacts to it, and it fuels that. Or like you hear something, it's like, boy, I don't ever want to sound anything like that.
I know. Well, I mean, it's just like the other day, my girlfriend was showing me this rapper on Facebook that he had like all of his teeth were different colors. He has like tattoos on his face.
I'm somewhat familiar.
And
with
the
this
way
kid.
he was talking, I was just like going, I don't even understand a damn thing you're saying. And he had this necklace that he spent all this money on that would look like a My Pretty Pony and one of those troll dolls, kind of a combination of both of those. And they had to spend like $600,000 or some shit on this. I was like, going, is that what music's coming to nowadays?
That's a thing.
I mean,
that's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, now
kind of makes me want to go to country when I see that.
There's
it's like, what?
Well, and this is what your parents are afraid of happening. Like if you go back in time, but you go back in time and you think of things like that, and there are things like, so often it's oversimplified, but in our youth, bands were vilified. They were satanic or whatever it was, and it's like, but take into consideration that you got a guy like Vince Neil from Motley Crue who fucking killed a dude, like just ran his car off the road, killed a dude, did a little bit of time, but not much. Like I think it was like a commuter sentence.
Yeah.
He just did like time served for whatever, and he did his community service.
Well, it's considered like a vehicular manslaughter. It wasn't really murder.
Yeah, he got off. But let's be real. He killed a guy, and he didn't do any time, and he then made lots of hit records, and then was not taking anything away. They have some good songs. I saw them even at a period in time when I didn't care for them at all, and thought they're great. They put on a great show. They sounded great. There was times earlier on when they didn't sound great, when Nikki Sixx was just fucking strung out. Like there's an old recording over here, an EP, a live EP, that Nikki Sixx is all out of time and playing wrong notes, and it's just the most horrible thing that was released. Yeah, and this was released in the 90s. Like they released it like 15 years later.
What's it called?
It's just Motley Crue live thing. It's a live EP. It's probably sitting right over there because I just saw it the other day.
Shit, I might have to record that for you.
It's not good, but it's all Shout at the Devil era stuff.
Yeah.
So they were just fucking blasted. Just.
Well, no, I got this recording of Metallica live in Zwolle.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the Netherlands, and it almost sounds like Dave Mustaine is singing some stuff. Because just the way the pitchiness of the vocals and stuff, I was like, wow, okay.
Maybe he is, or maybe they just sang more like that, like when they were still doing his material, because they were still doing his stuff. It was largely his material that fueled the original band. So, and it just might have been how Hetfield tried to interpret those songs at first.
Yeah.
Because, some of those songs ended up on both the albums, both Metallica and the first Megadeth record, just different versions and different interpretations of them.
All right. right. That was a good shot.
Thank you.
I was waiting for something else to crash and do like the cymbal thing, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I did. After that started, I was like, "Oh, that'd be good." And I also heard a great rim shot on a podcast the other day. It was just, it was a nice old school rim shot, and then it was well timed. And well placed.
Really
And
nice.
it was like, good deal. I like ironic comedy.
Yep. Awkward silence.
Yeah, those are the things that would drive me crazy. Like when I analyzed doing the podcast, and the things that it's not even a fear, but it would be considered that. Like, what is your biggest fear? Dude, there's like just never having anything to say, just like getting there,
silence.
just completely like which I've not ever wanted to be on stage or in front of people, an MC or the focus of attention, a public speaker, ever. I've never had any desire to do that, and kind of ended up having to do it.
All right.
Like I you smelled your fingers. What's going on over there?
Spot.
Okay.
I'm smelling the weed. The reefer madness.
I missed a call. I did not miss a call.
You missed a call.
Hi.
Or you're missing a call.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you. Sweet. Thanks. Ready.
They didn't get the memo that we're taping a radio show?
No, and I didn't turn my phone off. But it would have been a good call to take if I needed it.
Oh.
Because my van's not running the best, and so...
Oh, that's right. You were telling me that.
Yeah. Truck.
Somebody got to come look at it?
No, not today. I might even have to wait until January until I can better facilitate that financially.
Right.
And it probably would be difficult timing with the holidays and everything to try and get it done before then.
Oh, I know. I just had to get Nathan down and fix my brakes for me.
Since we're not recording video yet, or at all even, we might record video, but since we're not yet, there is nothing we can't cut out, and there is no...
Oh, I know, yeah.
So we can have these pauses. Oh,
Yep.
Speaking of pauses...
We could be dipshits and be able to say, cut.
Yep. I'm going to have to pause and go get my coffee. Because I don't have my coffee, and I don't have... I might have something to drink here, but I have to have something. Do you have something to drink, Chris?
I got water on my van. I should probably go grab it, actually.
Probably, since this is liquid grabbing time.
Oh.
What we need in the United States is not division. What we need in the United States is not hatred. What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another, and a feeling of justice toward those who still suffer within our country.
sinking, and I'm still thinking, where does it go? The day's shrinking, and I'm still wondering, where did it go? I'm getting older, and every day I learn a little more. Don't tell your father, he'll never understand, but it's a simple plan. Away, trying to break away from fate, trying to get away from all illusions, drivers and games. It's my way. The clouds are breaking, the monster's shaking, and I'm feeling fine. The walls are crumbling, and the whole world is singing. It's a brand new day. Don't tell your mother, she'll give it to you straight, but it's not that way. Away, trying to break away from fate, trying to get away from all illusions, drivers and games. It's my way. Away.
Twisted thoughts are spinning around in my head. Well, I turn my hands off time. Look around me, all I see has turned blood red, and I'll never see the sign. They won't leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. Set me free. The thoughts are spinning around in my head, circles around my mind again. Look around me, all I see has turned blood red. Force that pushes me into the wind. Something went wrong way down deep inside. More and more the way splits my mind in half. Leaves a trail behind that you just can't hide. I know that there's no ever turning back. They won't leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. Leave me alone. Set me free. Set me free.
Short life. And sometimes I look in the mirror and I see everything disintegrating fast and faster. I always do things. Do hundreds of them. And they're crawling all over me and I disappear and then I'm just not there anymore. I don't mind that it's a short life, growing old and disappearing. It's pain that scares me. I don't know why there has to be so much pain.
So yeah, we had mentioned that before, like, because this is again like I did that website and started doing the whole archive of local music, and that is where the Puget Sound stemmed from. And it was going to be originally just Tacoma songs, Tacoma bands, Tacoma songs. But then once I started incorporating people, and actually the band started, then they're like, you know, we should do more than just Tacoma songs, because you know how people are. And everyone's got their ideas. And if you're in a band, if you know anything about being in a band, there are compromises that must be made. So while I was starting this band that was going to be called the Puget Sounds and just play music from Tacoma, then the other band members are like, we'd really like to play some Soundgarden or some other things. And I was like, cool, all right. Because they're actually, if that's the way we're going to go, because there are some great songs I would love to play also. And among those, like the Allies, Emma Peel. So an all-time classic song. Love Emma Peel by the Allies. And that's one of, like, that was my gateway into local music, really, is like, it's like, wow, this song was made here, very close to me. I could be in a band here. And then I could be on MTV or something. You know, this was the thought that you had when you're 10 or 12 years old. And so then that's what the Puget Sounds became, is it was a more whole Northwest encompassing band. We had almost a whole set down before it started to fall apart. But it was my whole point of making the band was to make a band styled after the original rock bands. And you didn't have to have the same lineup forever. And not everyone had to sing the same, like anyone could sing in the band and do whatever. It could just be a rotating lineup and just doing Northwest covers. And it could just go around and play anywhere all the time. And evolve into something that was like, I feel like that would have a good draw. If you're doing those songs justice, like that music, the Northwest music speaks for itself. I feel like just with Tacoma music, you could do it good. But, but with Northwest music too, or just a select few songs, like you can be a cover band, and I didn't used to just say it like that, but and even I'll tell you, like Corson Swift. I wasn't a big fan of Corson Swift.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't that great. I don't know. I'm not trying to be judgmental about it. I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but in retrospect, what they were is neat.
Yeah.
I feel like, and
they're still a band.
They are.
Yeah.
You're right.
They're still a band.
So,
I actually saw Corson down at the Loose Wheel down River Road in Puyallup with
right?
Levi.
Interesting.
Yep.
So,
cool.
That whole thing is it. Why not? You know, I come from the independent DIY, do it yourself, write your own songs thing, and was very pro that. And it took me a long time to even do cover songs in my musical career. For one thing, I wasn't capable of doing them. You know, and wasn't able to do them justice in my mind. But then I got comfortable enough with whatever, and then started doing them. And in doing cover songs, I found that with every cover song that I learned, I got better as a singer. I got better as a musician. I learned more. I learned something.
Repetition.
And even songs I didn't like, and I didn't like doing at the time, and some hated doing, and was glad when I stopped doing. I would later look back on it and go, well, that song taught me a lot. And it was good that I did it while I did it, and I probably should have stuck it out and even did it a little longer, because it might have then developed something more in me. But also, I'm all about not doing things that are unhealthy. So if you don't like something to a critical extent, stop doing it. So, but learning those cover songs were good for me, and then getting to that point where I could even then see cover bands having not just, you know, that just accepting it, but saying, oh, no, they can be really cool. And some tribute bands or cover bands are really cool. And, you know, you look at an artist like Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash did mostly other people's music.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with making a career out of that. Elvis, yeah.
Yep.
Some people be very critical of Elvis, but still, you know, by being
King of rock and roll.
By being these people, they're bringing songs to other people. So, you know, you can love this song Rusty Cage by Johnny Cash, and then someone 30 years younger than you, oh no, that was this band Soundgarden, and
Yep.
and then this old person is like, who the fuck's a Soundgarden, you know? Like, but they get introduced to this thing. They might not like any of it, but then they might find something. Maybe they don't like any of it, but then they find some Audio Slave, and they're like, well, I can tap my foot to some Audio Slave. You know? And yeah, I could see that being a nice way to introduce someone to something that's different or that they wouldn't necessarily have regarded before. And you know, some of these kids' translations of songs, they're just horrible. So, but they're writing songs and there's good songs in there. And I knocked that over earlier. So while we might not like the instrumentation or presentation of a song these days, doesn't mean that there's not good songwriting buried in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that could be translated in a different way that would more relate to us or something.
Yeah.
So
I know I see that all the time running sound. You know, somebody will come up and go, this is terrible. And I was like, no, it's not. You know, you're hearing too much of what's going on versus not breaking down what's really happening. You know, especially with newer bands and stuff, because, you know, people get really critical with them. But since I've seen them over and over and over and over, I can pinpoint when I see a band that's doing something that's so bizarre, but they're doing it in a way that is eventually going to work. Mm-hmm. But it may not work at that time, but you know that you could tell what they're going for. You could tell, oh yeah, that's going to be badass when it's done, when it's fine-tuned. Average person doesn't see that, though.
Well, I've seen really, really good bands blow, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just have a bad night. Like,
yeah.
You know, and it's like, there are times where you're just like, how could that happen? Like, they're professionals. At a certain point, you know, some people are like literally professionals, and then they sucked so bad. And I've had nights where like I came off stage and it's like our whole band sucked so bad. Like, and that was like, I've never like, it's just like, wow, how did that happen? But it does happen. And sometimes on good shows, high profile shows, like there was one time I had a pretty good show, like in terms of like scope and scale. It was at Wow Hall. It was with Poison Idea and US Bombs, and my band sucked, just sucked. It was bad, and it was at a time where we weren't a bad band, but we had a night where we were so bad, and that was how they saw us. Yeah. You guys you're not good. Not a good band. That's how I felt going on leaving this.
Well, yeah. But I don't know. I look at it this way. When you hear music in any format on the radio or whatever, 90% of the time, you're hearing music that has been fine-tuned.
Yep.
You're not listening to music that is on the fly. And that's what live is. Live is on the fly.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, you know, especially a lot of the bands that are frustrated when they come off stage. And I always tell them, I say, you know what? Are you Milli Vanilli? And they go, no. And I go, that's why. You know?
Chris, I got
to...
I got to interrupt you. You need a more current reference. Because these kids,
I know.
They don't know who the Milli Vanilli is. Yeah.
Well, what about Jessica Simpson? Would that work? Didn't she do a show where they played the wrong track, so she just danced off stage? Oh, that was her sister. Oh, it was one of the Simpsons or whatever.
It was. You might have been the sister, who I barely even remember now.
Yeah.
If that is actually a person, or I don't know. It was a little dark-haired girl.
Yeah.
But okay. No.
I'll just use better rep. I'll figure it out. I'll come up with something.
You're not Mariah Carey. I think they would know Mariah Carey better than Milli Vanilli. You're not Celine Dion. You know, they're gonna know Celine. You're not the 21 Pilots. You know, you're not the 21 Pilots. You're not not Debbie Gibson, but the new one, the modern versions. Katy Perry. You're not the Katy Perry. You know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
I know. Yeah, and I just tell them that. I just said, you know, and people, you know, and I tell them that fucking fly. Fly buzzing around, making me go cross-eyed. It was buzzing around you too, and I was all following it. But anyways, so I always tell the kids, I say, people come to a show to see the human aspect of the music. They want to see the flaws, the imperfections, the human part of it. Of course they want to hear the song as it is on their CD or whatever the hell they got, and they're going to get it, but it's never going to be exactly like the CD unless they're playing the CD.
Yeah.
It's never going to be that way. And 99% of the people know that subconsciously, so you can be off a little bit and it's okay because you're playing live and it's from the hip. You're doing everything.
Just from my own perspective, though, it's hard to know what you want to convey.
Oh yeah,
and want to convey that, but then not execute it in the way that you want or know that you can't. And also something that you got to remember with these youngsters, like and even more older seasoned people, there is a level of consistency that they want to maintain. And as artists, we get frustrated with ourselves when we can't or don't execute it to a certain level. And there's nothing you're going to tell me. I fucking sucked. All right, it sucked. I sucked. You're right. You're being patronizing.
But you got it. But also, if shit falls apart for them, I'll say so.
You got to learn that.
Yeah.
Everything they were saying is true.
And it was just like the Sweet Kiss Mama show.
Yeah.
The opening act was it was Cirque. And she's from Norway.
Uh-huh.
And it was her, another singer, and a keyboard player.
Yeah.
And she, at the very beginning, said, hey, I want to get the tracks and blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the show, we were kind of talking, and we kind of both were kind of going, And I just told her, I said, yeah, maybe we should just do it next time. And she got it. Because she understood that, there's okay if there's a couple flaws, but when it just doesn't feel right, and that was the first time that I ran her sound, so I didn't really feel like I captured what exactly she wanted. I don't feel that I did that. So I just told her, we'll just do this the next time around, and we'll kind of fine tune it, kind of go through a couple notes to figure out more what she was looking for.
Well, I'll cut this out. You should give her the tracks. Anyway.
Huh?
You should just give it the tracks anyway, just in case. Like maybe there's something in there. Is that what she was going to buy them?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And what I'll do is when you do get the other tracks recorded, I'm going to toss those in with them. Yeah. Because, but I don't know. I'm also going to listen to them because if they are way out there, then I'll just kind of say, oops.
Yeah. Hey, so there are flawed recordings. Like there are flubs and bad takes and there's nothing
because
like
if there's anything good in it, I'll make sure that it's saved. But if it's generally all kind of just one nightmare after the other, I'll save the performer the embarrassment of that escaping into the world at some other point. So I'll just make it go away.
Yeah.
But then I've also had bands that wanted them so they could listen to them over and over and over, so they don't make those same mistakes. And blah, blah, blah.
This goes back to something that since we were very young and we're recording like religiously every practice, because we did that early on, it was instilled in me that was the way to learn. It's just like a football team on Mondays going over the tape and reviewing Sunday's game. And that's what you're doing is you're going and you're listening to every note over and over again to see where you can improve.
Yep.
And I did that a lot growing up, like with the bands that I was in until I got comfortable. And even once I got comfortable, I still wanted recordings of those songs because sometimes you do something in a song then and I did something in that song and I want to hear it and I want to be able to repeat it. Because you can lose things really easily. Notes,
Oh, yeah.
notes,
Oh, God.
ways that you're
I already know
saying
that.
something or play something. With guitarists that I played with, Brian Anderson from the Plasters was a perfect example of that, going all the way back to high school. He would play something, and then you'd be like, oh my God, that was a great riff. Play that again. That's our new song. And he'd play what? Play the thing you just played. What are you talking about? That riff that you just played. And you're like, I was I here? No. Play the thing you just played. Oh, yeah, and that song's gone forever, and you never hear it again.
Oh, yeah.
And until maybe 3 months, and he kind of plays that again, and go, oh, that was it. That was that thing. And you're like, what thing? Oh, it's too late. It's gone now.
Damn it.
Let's play some songs. What do we got here? Shifter, 3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m. skipping along, I'm outside, I'm feeling fine. I look up to the sky, a raindrop falls on my eye. And I turn the corner, I'm looking like a loner, and someone says don't cry. I try to tell them they don't understand, they look at me and smile. I put $1 in my hand. I should look up more often. Tell me, how much would you give me if I got bird droppings in my eye? He's the unintentional panhandler, the world's most amazing scammer. The unintentional panhandler, the world's most amazing scammer. Yeah, I'm skipping along, I'm outside, I'm feeling just fine. I look up to the sky, and a raindrop falls on my eye. And then I turn the corner, I guess I'm looking like a loner, 'cause someone says don't cry. But I try to tell them they don't understand, they look at me and smile. I put another $1 in my hand. I should look up more often. Tell me, how much would you give me if I got bird droppings in my eye? He's the unintentional panhandler, oh, the world's most amazing scammer. Oh, the unintentional panhandler, the world's most amazing scammer. The unintentional panhandler.
Welcome to my world, where everything that's in it is devised of fish and flies and the globe that they swim in. You were there, and so was I. I had such a fine time. If we can, let's do it again. It's not like the world is her oyster, but she seems to swim with a string of pearls. My sweet little girl, and fishing mine and purple lines you and me. When I said to come, she came to me. Who was I to notice? Was her mind so loaded? Let's just take our shoes off and be free. Purple minds with fishing line and wine for drinking. Yellow jackets made of fun. Welcome to my fucked up little world, where you can come. You can come, everyone. You go ask Alice to find me. I will come if you just remind me where it is I'm supposed to be. If you come and find me, I will try to be in purple minds with fishing lines. Who forgot? Well, who forgot to bring the wine? To purple minds with fishing lines. My wine is for you, my friend. Yellow jackets made of fur. Welcome to my fucked up little world. Step inside. Let's go for a ride. I will be your queen if you're my king. Just as long as everyone is free. You know I'll come to
looking under the washing machine. I'm picking up a bottle of mine, a dirty change, or maybe my old blue jeans I haven't worn in a year. But deep in the pocket I found a whole dollar bill. Nothing ordinary when you're a kid. There's nothing ordinary when you're a kid. Collecting my tickets, I've been scratching all day.